problems.
No problem. I'm going to make you the host, Bibiana. Let me.
To watching this, and I would like, because we are a small group, I would like if you can introduce yourself, like, and say what is your interest for this webinar. What will be your interest? Before we go on.
Sure. Johanna, would you like to start?
Okay. Well, you know, I'm a CEO I founded a little biotech company in Berlin, and we deal with cancer and infectious diseases. That's my background. I have spent all my life in infectious diseases and cancer. And I'm so tired of all these Zoom meetings, and I'm so fed up with the technology. And so maybe I thought I could get some guidance from you how to improve this, because sometimes I spend like 8 hours in Zoom meetings and I have almost square eyes at the end of the day, and I'm not particularly good in it. And I think so I think, you know, some of the direct interaction is missing. There are some people I really enjoy fighting with, but via Zoom, you cannot seriously have a fight about something. So so I thought I can learn something from you.
Okay, thank you. So who else would like to say something?
Sure, I can. So first of all, I'm here because of Bibiana. So I was always interested in what you're doing. At least we talk with Frederick a lot, and you know, I just wanted to be here. Another thing, the topic itself, like working in the digital setting. This is my whole life. So maybe I don't know something and I can learn new things. Maybe I can share my experience, and being empathic and other things related to communication to the true digital environment for me is the main topic. What basically I'm working, and I'm coaching other experts how to do the same things online. So for me, it's really interesting topic.
Thank you, Martin.
You go next. Hi, Bibiana, and the other rest of the guys. So I'm on the board, the same board as Frederick Bengtsson is, and so I read you guys' book. The guys wrote together, and obviously the mind-body connection. I'm curious about that one and see like how to better be listening. I don't know how much we're going to touch on that today, but it's like at least dipping my toes into seeing like, okay, how to get better at that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think many of you know me. I'm Victoria. I'm the global member manager at GBO, and I was actually really interested in this particular webinar because even before COVID, I've been working from home. And I also, probably like many of you, sit a lot in one chair at my desk all day. And I really would like to practice more self-care in many ways.
We lost, I think, Victoria.
Yeah, be better at doing.
We lost you a little bit, Victoria. So
sorry, it's the connection here in Mallorca is not so good always. And I was just saying, for me, it's really important to practice more self-care, and I have it in my mind to do it, but I'm not doing it. So maybe I can learn some better tools and be some practical tips on how to improve that.
Okay. First of all, because we are a small group and I wanted to hear your interest, I'll talk, but I want to be that you take maybe 3 things that you can incorporate in your daily practice and understanding how important are some body parts in terms of communication. It is because we are a live body, and we think that a lot of the things that we are saying verbally, they arrive into the person, you know, like if I'm taking my computer, I could read the test that I'm going to tell you, blah, 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 blah. but it will not arrive the same that if I have it really into my body. And this is what it's happening many times. We delivering and we're receiving information, but you know, our nervous system, our aliveness is not engaged. Either me with you or you with me. And this is a key point for communication. So I'm just going to give you the 5 cents that I have collected through these times and how I found it, especially observing myself, but observing others, how important and to be present is when I really want to deliver something that it's important. Another thing is chatting. You know, you're chatting, you're here. Okay, that's another thing. But if you want to really engage the person that you have in front, you really have to be present in your body. And I know that today we have so many courses, so many tasks to do, like, you know, my morning meditation, my yoga practice, eating the quinoa, you know, I forgot the quinoa. Okay, I go for the avocado. You know, everything has become a little bit like a task. And we don't have it in our daily. So we live in our nervous system is reacting all the time. And we say this sentence, I don't have time. I don't have time. And this is something like a mantra. If I will have time. So I say, okay, I'll do the opposite. I'm going to do something for the people that they don't have time and see if they can get more engaged in their bodies and they can understand what's going on. Why do I have reached to this level of not having time and not be able to take care of myself, to enjoy? Because this is the situation that we have right now. So we have to take it as an opportunity. Probably without internet, I will not have been able to meet Jenny or Victoria or Johanna. So this is an opportunity. We digitally connected, but how can I bring my body, my present, my way of being unique to you? And the opposite, you, when you are communicating. So mostly my experience on this comes, I'm a physical therapist background. I've been working mostly with people with pain, any kind of pain, muscle, skeletal diseases. And I have learned a lot, but I could summarize a couple of things that our nervous system is always reacting. We are alive, we are always reactive. Even if we don't want to react, I'm doing something in my body. Always. My body's always doing something. If I don't have that awareness, if I don't have that consciousness, I cannot choose. I'm in that reaction, you know? I'm going to do something, okay? So you just look at me and I'm going to throw you a ball, okay? Can I throw you a ball? Okay? Are you sure that I can throw you the ball? Okay, you ready? Okay? So what happened to you when I throw the ball? What happened?
You automatically almost go back a little bit because you see something coming at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or at least try to catch, even
Yeah.
you know it's just imaginary.
Okay. So we are always reacting, okay? And imagine when we have not only one input, and by the way, this is something really soft, otherwise I could break my screen. So even if it's something soft, even if you knew it that it was coming, you're reacting because you are alive. So this is the things that we have to pay attention. We are always reacting. And you can react by disconnecting, you hearing, you know, like hearing noises around. You can react by being engaged. You can react like dissociation, because those are reactions of the nervous system. So if you know how you're reacting, okay, you can do something. If not, information comes, but you're not processing, you're not getting into that. Okay, so I'm gonna go into a little talking and with a PowerPoint, and then we will do 3 practical exercises that I would like you to take it with you. And all these exercises, they last for about 1-2 minutes each. So I think that you can incorporate that. So we have about 45 minutes, Victoria? Okay, great. So let me see. You see in my screen now?
Yeah. Yes, we can see it.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So one of the important things in this time is how to create trust. And the trust is something that it doesn't come from a mental idea. It's really mammal. It's a physiological thing. Talking about the body, trust is support. I need to have good support and I feel secure here so I don't have to defend myself, my body structure. And in terms of emotionally, trust is confidence. So how to do this digitally? So that was my question. How can I engage? How can I bring trust to the person, especially with people that they have pain, with people that they don't feel comfortable, with people that they have anxiety, with someone that wants to present, but they feel that they're not reaching their audience. So I will come back to the nervous system. I will not do it very technical. So the first thing is our body's communication. Our body's communication. When we are speaking, our body is communicating. And this is the reading that you're doing right away with someone. I have seen really important people doing webinars these days, and I was not engaged at all. And I have seen them on TV, and I have seen them in presence, and I felt, wow. So that was the difference. They didn't know how to communicate. They thought that it was the same communication, and it's not. So we have to learn some skills. We need to pay attention. And as we develop these skills, we become better heart present communication. Otherwise, people will say, I'll buy the book, I listen to the podcast, but I don't need to be in the webinar. I don't need to be present. So it's very difficult, the situation. It's new in a way. So how do I adapt? So imagine that in person, we have to keep that distance, but digitally, we are more far away. So how can I be really engaged? And today, talking digitally, it's an opportunity because we can see people's mouth. Like in Sweden, it's not required to wear a mask, or maybe now, okay? But in Spain, it is. And the face communicates so much. The hands communicate so much. If I will be talking to you and for an hour, you will not see my hands. It will be weird to you. If my face will be flat, looking at the screen, as we see a lot of people, they're looking at the screen, they're not looking into the front, the enthusiastic that comes from your body. So people get like, whoa. Your nervous system says, okay, I trust, but I don't want to pay attention. And we all have these teachers that they call our attention at school. And even if the subject was difficult or it was not, we didn't care about the subject, but we were listening. So how to get engaged in that? So a lot of people thought, okay, I'm losing money and this is going to be very difficult. So anxiety has become something that everyone is dealing. So you need to prepare in a way that you show that your nervous system is balanced, that you are calm, even if you can be worried. Everybody's worried, but how to deal with your anxiety when you are communicating. So we all know this. And what I realized, and a lot of people that are coming to my practice, and I have also have online tutorials or meetings and sessions with people, is that a lot of people are like almost like a post-traumatic stress syndrome, because what they have lived, because of the anxiety, because not able to communicate, not able to have the contact. So the contact is so important. We are mammals. We think that we are very intelligent, but the intelligence is only support because we have a body. And this is a key point. And if your body is fine, if your physiologicals, your emotions, your sensation are balanced, you can deal with the daily stress. Otherwise, this goes till we get ill. And this is what's happening today. We see a lot of people with a lot of anxiety because they are unknown and because they don't understand the situation, and the nervous system is reacting. How do I react to the unknown? How do I react? Okay, have to do this. So taking care of yourself and having that awareness could help to be more present again. So your inner state is a key point for your inner state is a key point, and your inner state is contagious. So how can I get into that inner state if, like Johanna said, I have sometimes 8 hours in front of a screen? So this is what I'm gonna share with you now. Presence. Keep the attention when you really want to say something that is important. When you're really listening to the person, keep the attention as an expansion of yourself. When you're talking about yourself, you don't, and when you want to emphasize who you are, or when you feel something that you say that you feel it from your heart. Or when I say, if I will say, I'm Bibiana Badenes, or thank you, I don't touch my head. I don't say, I'm Bibiana Badenes. Okay. Or I will not even say, I'm Bibiana Badenes. No, thank you. You know, this is the area that we get more engaged. And the arms and the feet, they are the parts that help us. The feet for support and the arms for expression. If you will tie my hands, okay, you wrap it, and I will give the same speech, you will sense that my trunk is moving. And you can see it to people that they don't have hands and they are still moving the trunk, because this is the expression. Before you speak, they are like 1 second delayed first with your body sense, and then you speak. So this is very important. That's why people that they speak very fast, that they speak with, too much the hands, you don't pay attention, because it's so much input that your nervous system needs to make such an effort for reaction. And so your presence is an expansion of yourself. So if you are calm, if you are balanced, this will be what you transmit. If you are enthusiastic, you can be enthusiastic for how long? 50 seconds, 1 minute. But if you are too much enthusiastic, people could get very tired after listening. If you go into that rhythm of slower because you think that what you say is so important, people will think, okay, that's good for you, but I'm not going to listen today. Okay, so how to balance that? Remember that your physiology affects your mood. It means that if you are tired, even if you don't feel that you are tired, that it resonates to the other person. And we're going to do one exercise. Okay? I'll just talk and sense how you perceive me, the way I will talk. Okay? So today I'm going to talk about the presence. What was your nervous system reaction?
I wanted to get back. Like,
Yeah.
why are you so loud?
Yeah.
Why are you shouting at me?
Okay. But now I will say it with no shouting. Today I'm going to talk about the presence.
Yes.
So
aggressive.
Aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so like, ooh, what is wrong here? Mhm.
So
For me, it's just funny. I don't know.
It's a little funny as well. Yeah.
Is it serious? I was not sure. Is it serious?
Yeah. So our nervous system is always reacting. So this is what we need to pay attention, that many times we are given information and we don't have any clue about what's my body doing. And this is a key point, even when you are a therapist, how to give support to people, how to give them the possibility to expand themselves. So to do this digitally is an art, has become an art. It's not only some technical things. Of course, I'll tell you some details about the technical things later. So I also wanted to talk about the psychologist Amy Cuddy, which has become very, very famous. And Amy said that it's an American psychologist, and she said that if you change your posture, it changes your hormones and it changes your nervous system, which is true. Okay, so and she was talking about the power postures, which are also important. So if you feel that your attitude goes really down, you engage yourself in this kind of posture. So it creates an opening, it creates a more support, which is good. But if you don't have really the physiology to do it, many times that open postures will create like a very kind of fake attitude. It's like, you see people open postures, look at my neck, and they communicate from here. Totally, you will disengage from me. So the first thing, we need to have a physiological support to be able to express with your upper body and being calm. And I want to talk about this because then you will understand why I have chosen the 3 exercises that we're going to do. So the exercise have a meaning within the context. How we doing?
Fine.
So first, communication from the body. To keep your presence, you need to feel supported, even if you're sitting down. I'm sitting down, and I need myself to feel secure, to give my best from my voice, from my knowledge, from my heart. And all these 3 things, they come together. So I need to have a good support from the feet, from the chair, and I need to have my hands free. If your hands are tight, you're gonna get very tired. A lot of people that they have headaches when they are in digital, it comes a lot from the tightness of the whole upper part. And then you need to feel that you can breathe freely and that the chest, it's open. But you cannot do it this like, okay, now it's open. Good, do it for 2 seconds and see what happens. Or my hands are relaxed. No, they have to come from a natural way. And that's why the exercise that we're going to do, they pay attention to that. So just take a look, because I'll show you the pictures, and then we will do together the exercise in actions. So we can use a tennis ball before a presentation or in the middle of the day. You don't have to do it with every presentation, but it could be something that if you do it regularly, it will become like a habit. Nobody doubts today that brushing your teeth, it's something important for the global health. So why not to do this exercise that they will keep us more connected to the crowd, more open chest. What it means, open chest, by the way, in a context, it means more compassion. You are more inclusive, okay? So that open chest is not pushing, you know, that's another connotation. So also we will do some exercise for the hands to keep it open and to release your neck, because the hand, okay, actually comes, the arms, they are an extension from the thorax and they are engaged with the neck. So a free neck, it's so important. Remember, talking about anatomy, all the nerves, all the arteries that they go to the brain and to your face, which is so social, you know, they are here. So if there is an entrapment of the neck, you're gonna suffer, you're gonna be more tired intellectually. You're gonna have like more difficulties. So keeping a hand open, keeping a fluid hand, it's a key point. And because the hand, okay, it's a sign, a free hand, that verbally you are more fluent. And you can try. You can hold your hands in a conversation and you will see that you lose in memory. So I have many things that I work if I want to work with employees and so on. So people have tools to be dealing daily at work, which I think that is very important, that we can do it at work. If we have to wait at the end of the day for the magic hour of the physio, for the magic hour of the yoga, of the meditation, something is going really wrong. We need to keep integrating these things in our daily practice, in our work. Sometimes you cannot do it all you wanted, but it's like brushing your teeth. Imagine you don't brush your teeth in 1 week, and then by Sunday you brush your teeth for 2 hours, and you say, okay, that's it. You will say something goes wrong. So things that you're not doing for regulate your nervous system, I'm not even talking about fitness, I'm not even talking about flexibility, but things that you don't do daily for your nervous system we will be fighting with the flight as a response, flight, I leave, fight, or the collapse, which is a freeze. Those are the reactions that our nervous system, they are receiving when we have inputs, any kind of input. If we feel safe, we say yes. If we don't feel safe, we say no. Even if we don't say it verbally, we say it with the body. And this is something that we are transmitting, even if we don't want to. The body's communication. The children, I've seen children that they don't speak the same language, and they arrive to a playground, they stand there, they look at the eyes, and they feel the security, and they engage with each other. And this is how we are really, our nervous system is working. Okay, you can close the door at your office and work a little bit on your back. Our brain is a predictive brain. It's not a reactive brain. it means that it has the memory from the past. So when we are in the reactive brain, it means we cannot choose. We are in a very primitive way, but our brain will be always reactive. Will be always predicting things. If I am in the forest with a 2-year-old girl walking and all of a sudden I hear shh, I will think, oh, I will hold her and I will think we need to leave. And she probably will say, oh, what is that noise? I want to know more, okay? But I have the experience of knowing what a snake is, okay? So when we have meetings that in the past, we know that they're going to be tense. We know that people that we are not feel very comfortable. We need to prepare even more. We need to get looser in our body. Okay, my boss, it's a difficult person. I cannot deal well. You prepare yourself. You calm yourself not to be reactive. And this is very important when we are communication, when we have students. So one of the important things to do and to start is to centering. So how to be present before we communicate. So I invite you to stand up and we're gonna do an exercise that it lasts 2 minutes and that it can be reproductive anytime that you want to do it through the day. And it's the beginning of understanding how do I react. If I don't know what it means to be balanced, to be centered, I will not know when I'm losing that part. So a key point is to sense several times a day what it means to be centered and to prepare yourself. Most of people do nothing and then they have a problem or a stress situation and then they say, I need to do relaxation. What I invite you is that you develop the capacity to feel when you live in the nervous system before you crash, before somebody feels that you're becoming with anxiety, even if when you are communicating. So we're going to stand up, okay? And remember and touch yourself to sense when you talk about yourself, whether it will be the place to have identify yourself. You know, this is me. This is me. Okay, so just touch that area where you find yourself identification. I'm Bibiana Badenes. So find that space. Okay. And now feel that your feet are well on the floor. And whatever that means to you, your feet on the floor. One of the things that I will invite you when you're doing presentation online, if you can, that you wear shoes that allows you to be connected to the floor. And if you could do it barefoot, better. I usually do it barefoot. I know that some of you are in your offices and you could not do it, but find shoes that makes you to be really connected to the floor. And just feel how you're breathing. You don't need to do anything special. Just feel it. Feel yourself. Just feel yourself. You're already breathing. Breathing is automatic. You don't need to think about it. Okay. And make a little of saliva. Find that there is some fluidity in your mouth. Make sure that you're not locking the knees so there is not hyperextension. And sense that you're not holding your shoulders. And the most important thing, every time we tighten the tummy, a nervous system thinks that there is something dangerous. So when you want to relax, when you want to engage that your nervous system needs to be balanced, you need to let it go in your abdomen. This is a key point for centering. With holding this, the whole nervous system, we will be reacting. Our predictive brain will be thinking, what is happening, something is wrong. And you cannot even have the fluidity in your ideas, in your mind, in making decisions. So relax your belly. I know that culturally we don't like it, but remember, relaxing the belly is not collapsing. This is very different. Relaxing the belly allows the capacity for expansion and for compassion. And again, I feel my breath. And when this is relaxed and you can feel your breath, we're just going to imagine that there is like a center here. And think about something that makes you smile. It could be a situation, it could be a person, it could be, just think about something that makes you smile inside. And keep with that sensation. It can be a meal, whatever makes you smile inside. And now that smiling, you wanted to give it to me. And I wanted to give it to you. And I wanted to give it to someone on my left and someone on my right and someone in my back, so that the smiling stays. The inner smiling is producing that expansion that we want to find. Okay, so now we're gonna do it without any explanation. Just relax your belly, fluid saliva, relax the shoulders, feet on the floor, find the center, feel that this is you, and find the inner smile and share with someone. Share with your audience. Share with the one. Share with Victoria. Share with Martin, with Johanna, with Gianni. Just share. And we come back. Remember that your own body resonates with your client's body, even if you are sitting, even if we are sitting. It's not different standing up, sitting. So that's the main thing. If you do this exercise 3 times per day, 1 or 2 minutes, you going, all of a sudden, you're gonna deal with daily situation in a much less stress, and people will receive you differently. Because it's not about how do I communicate verbally, but what the others perceive from myself, from my body. Do the others want to meet me, even digitally? Do I want to meet Victoria after this meeting? Do I want to go back and have a lunch with Martin in Valencia? When I go to Sweden, do I want to meet Gianni? If I go to Berlin, I will call Johanna. You know, this is what our nervous system is doing, even if we don't pay attention many times, unconsciously. So remember that present is not in your head, okay? How do I become present? You know, you're already there. I'm already here. Present is in your aliveness. We say this all the time. Wow, that person has a lot of presence. And we have it integrated. And then we have another people, you know, that they don't have presence, that they are kind. So today is very difficult for us to present imagine teachers, 25 children behind a screen, like you selling and giving classes, and how to pay attention to all of that. Sometimes it's impossible, but what is possible is that if you are prepared, even if there is so many people there, they will perceive you. And this is a key point. I also want to tell you that Zoom delays like 1 seconds, Zoom and other screens. So you need to go slower when you are asking questions and when you are delivering, and you have to do it a little slower than you usually speak, because this is happening. If you have the opportunity, sometimes there are meetings that you don't see who you're talking to, but if you have the opportunity, look at the eyes of the person, make really that connection. It's not only for the person, but it's for yourself, because that puts you in an engaged position. Otherwise, you know, it will be like me talking to the wall. I'm talking to the wall, okay? It will not be the same. So if you have the possibility, even if you are in a meeting and you can control the screen, tell a friend or someone that you know, I'll keep your keep open your video so I can talk to you. Sometimes that helps for some people. Remember that inner smile. When you become nervous, when you become tired, come back, get it automatically. Saliva, relax the belly, really relax the belly, open chest, and the inner smile. And when you have it automatic and you feel, oh, something is happening in my shoulders, I'm getting tired, you will do it right away. Okay, power sitting. What means power sitting? Power sitting means the capacity to feel yourself supported. And this is a key point, because if you don't feel supported, you will be talking I see a lot of people talking like this. And you see a lot of people that they are very tense after 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, people, you start sensing that they're holding their breath, that they already want to finish. So this is also important. What it means power sitting. Okay, I'm gonna move my screen so you can see better the chair. So power sitting means that I have a good support from the floor and from the chair. I usually, okay, if I don't have a good support, like my feet are disconnected, I will need something in my back. And this is a key point, and people don't pay attention to that. You need to be grounded to be free in the communication and verbally. You need to have an open diaphragm, and that's why we relax the belly, to be able to talk and not get tired. There are some friends that are telling me that a lot of people, they're talking through screens and they lose their voice very often. And that is because they don't have a good support and they cannot breathe really well through the whole time. So people get tired and you ended up having difficulties, and that's because there is not good support. Probably there is nothing wrong in your vocal cords, but they need the expansion of the diaphragm so the neck is free. Okay, important. The power sitting is the possibility to give you the support and keep open here so your arms are free and you can express yourself. If you cannot express yourself, you're gonna look very boring at the end. So at the beginning it's fine, but after 2 webinars, you will say, maybe next year, I'll do the next webinar with this person. And this is also very important for teachers. I have seen during the lockdown, because my daughter, her whole school went into digital, and I could see the difference from the teachers. And I said to the headmaster of the school, could I do something? Could I give some information to the teachers? Because I could see like the teachers were like this. I could feel myself the difficulties that they were going through in their own bodies when they were communicating. So our posture when we are standing up plays a key role. It's very important. But when we are sitting also. So show yourself like you have a good support, okay? Like if you want to be more friendly, you can even turn a little bit sometimes so you don't have to look always in the same position. You know, when you are listening, if there is an interaction, don't be listening like this. Try to be more empathic in your own body. Maybe you turn around to the other side so the person knows that your body is reacting to their communication. Otherwise, it's like, okay, did you finish? Now I go. Did you finish? Now I go. So when we are in present, our posture, it plays a major role. But also when we are in this kind of engaging, even if we don't know, our reaction, as I say, if I will come to you like this, all of a sudden, whoop, you will want it to be out of the screen, okay? So your posture and to be good supported doesn't mean to be rigid. This is also very important. So when I'm always have one of these balls that I can inflate it as I need it, and I don't pay so much attention to the chair. I'm really connected to the floor, and I use the ball as I need it. I put it in different parts, okay? If I need to be more open, like I wanted really to say something important, move the ball. If I'm more kind of listening, I can go back more to the chair. So play between going forward when you want to direct the conversation and going a little backward. You don't have to be here, but play with that. And also, which is very important, is that if there is a lot of space between your head and the upper part of the screen, people lose attention. If they cut you, it becomes aggressive. So that space, it's a key point. So balance the space between one side, the other side, up and down. That also plays a major role. And I think that I'm seeing a lot of webinars that they're not paying attention to that. So pay attention to what is the space that I'm communicating. My right, my left, up and down, okay? So that's also important. Try to avoid to be multitask. And I have learned a lot, okay? When someone told me in a webinar, do you have a cat? And I say, a cat? And it was not my cat. I was brushing my hair and the noise was like the cat was doing shh, shh. Okay? So we tend to do many things. So if it's important, the person knows that you are there. So I know that sometimes we need to keep going. You are receiving some information, but if you really want to pay attention and if you want to really get engaged, try not to do anything else. Be with the person that is in front. Be with your students. This is so important. This goes especially for women, that we have become supermans all of a sudden without really doing it. So also for people that are selling things digitally, it's also important that you feel that reflects empathy and not only an opportunism. It's so difficult today to sell something if people think that they wanted to sell you, but there is not a value behind. So your own presence, it's so important. And we are selling something. We selling our services, we selling a product, but I think that if they feel right away that you're selling something and there is not that kind of value that the person feel that trust, it's going to be very difficult to come back. You know, remember like in the 50s, there was that rule for salesmen that if they will put one foot in front of your door, they will sell you the encyclopedia. You know, it was something like that, you know, that they were knocking at the doors and they were selling books and all of that. So for us, and then next time, if you didn't like the person, you will look and say, I'm not opening. So this is the same, and we're not paying attention. If they feel that you're selling something and there is not something kind of emotional, something that the person could trust, they will not connect with you. So how do we want to engage our presence? And our presence is, as I say, is not something mental. We need to work with that. I think that we have forgot the body into the equation of business. Talking about the body, talking about the sensations. Now people are talking about emotions, but emotions have a physiology. So if you work with and regulate the physiology, you could have the motion, regulate, poof, and come back. Okay? So as I say, if you have a big audience and you cannot pay attention to anyone, but once in a while, you know, like the actors, what they do, they're doing the performance and they could feel, they just focus on 2 or 3 people of the audience that they feel that they have a good community engagement. So getting to those people, if you find someone that is very flat in the face or it's eating and that disturbs you, go to another person, find that you're talking to that person, and that really helps. And imagine that you don't have the audience, but you have to still deliver the communication. That's even more difficult. So you need to prepare yourself even more. People say, oh, it's much easier, nobody's watching me. Yes, it's even more difficult because there is not the engage of approval, not approval, your eyes, you just kind of reading and the other person feel it. So this is very, very important. And you see it today that many people don't buy in online courses unless there is something alive, because they want to get the feeling of the presenter. Otherwise, it's kind of, okay, this is good, but it's, you know, so some of the presentation, there is just like a book, but in a presentation. But if we get in that aliveness, if the presenter could get into the, sometimes alive, people get much more engaged and they like it much more. And what I have read is that many courses are sold because the presenter is sending a mini video to the audience. It's something totally different from the presentation that has been filmed in a studio, but there is something personal that you want to get from the presenter. We are humans. We're looking for trust. We're looking for approval. Okay, so summarizing in terms of the context, try to be empathic, clear, short, concise, simple, with that intention. Try to feel close to them. This is your first audience. It's not someone, okay, I have so many meetings, I have so many students. No, those are your students. They will be only a first presentation. That's the first. Remember that sometimes you like it or not a person. And that in between 8 and 30 seconds, we decide if we want to go on with this person. So this is a key point. You talking to an audience, okay, this is your audience. This is unique. Try to use that moment. In general, today, at the beginning of the pandemic, some people were being very catastrophic. So try to be realistic, but don't be too catastrophic. Okay? In terms of business, we do what we can and we know the situation. So we need to move forward. If you feel confident in yourself, even within the difficulties that we are going through, the person will say, well, this is a person that I want to work with. I want to go forward. Okay? So realistic, but not catastrophize. And use your humor, your relaxation, your opening. Everything has become so serious. It's not about laughing all the time and making jokes and the storytelling about your grandma and so on, but try to be spontaneous. They want to see that part of you. We want to see the person through the screen since we cannot meet personally. Okay? So remember that this digital moment is an opportunity to create trust, to reconnect, and try to be proactive. Imagine that if you will see that person in presence, what will be the impression that that person will get from me? So try to get into that too, that they also receiving an impression from you, even if you say nothing important. But how you communicate is as important as what you're saying. And this is what the person is getting. The information, okay? The content, you can review it, but what they got from you, it's unique. Okay, Johanna, some specific things, and that's not for you, but in general, this is what I also tell to people. Take a few moments before clicking the start. Boom. Take a few moments. Am I ready? Okay, I'm ready, I'm relaxed, I breathe. Okay, if it's possible, take the time to greet and to get connected with your audience. If you can, choose the speaker view. Remember to show your hands. It will be very weird not to show the hands. Okay? Resist the multitask. And it's important to take mini breaks between sessions. So you remember yourself that this is a new environment. I prepare my setting dependent of my audience. I know, okay, it is like, I even sometimes, and this has become, I don't know, a habit. I go, I brush my teeth, I comb my hair. It is like, how do I want my audience to perceive me? You're not gonna smell me, but I smell myself. So I want to give the best from me to you. So if you take care of and you don't dress the same going to a wedding that going to a bar. And it seems that the digital, everything is happening in a bar today. So I think that it's important not to be too serious, okay? That you don't need to get with your coat but okay, some relaxation should be in the body, but if you dress, I've seen people in their pajamas, which is, I know that it's their pajamas. It could be, one day it's okay, but when they do it for 3 days, I already could make an opinion of that person. You know what I mean? One day, okay, my child is here. Okay, you get it like a spontaneity. You say, wow, this is an authentic person. But 3 days, So this predictive brain, even digitally, is getting all that information that we say, no, they don't see me. It's just my screen. We are all making all these things, okay? And take care of your environment. if you have too many things around when you're giving an important conferences. What it will happen is that it will distract your eyes, and you will be doing this and you will be doing this, and that's distracting your audience. You need to be there for your audience. Okay. For many people, as this is for you, Johanna, you say that you felt exhausted, you felt dry, okay? And that's typical also problems of getting eye strain. So what is important is that you have the opportunity to blink your eyes, okay? Mm-hmm. So in between sessions, so when you have possible, don't go into making scratching your eyes because they could get more tired. But what you could do, you could touch your face, okay? Touch your face. Like one side first, because that's activating the vagus nerve, and it puts you in a situation of parasympathetic, of repairing. So you touch in your face a little bit, create saliva, and as I say, change your position. This is also very important because if we are too much focused, we can become neurotic. And our neck, you know, we're not built to be in this position, looking like this all the time. We are mammals, and we are built to have the focus versus the peripheral. Focus, peripheral. In between sessions, get up, go for a walk, okay? You have 1 minute, go for a walk, shake your arms, shake, like your body knows, okay, it's finished, I start again. Otherwise, you're holding to be focused. Imagine that I lose my earring in the street, and there is so many things on the floor on the street, and I have to go and look for my earring. I will go and be focused like this. Okay, for how long can I be like this? I could be 20 minutes, 10 minutes maximum. So imagine you are the whole day looking for your earring in the screen. So that's why it's important. Make yourself playful. If you feel that you need it, turn down your video for 1 minute. I do it all the time. I shake, I become a little crazy, open it. Boom. Nobody realized. It was just 30 seconds. And it breaks the nervous system reaction to tension. My eyes relax. So this is a key point to regulate your nervous system, okay? So remember, don't look all the time like this. So turn around, and if you have the opportunity, try to speak, okay? In a meeting, try to chat, so you are writing, and try to listen and move. So you have 4 interactions, and your brain is not only in one interaction, okay? And why we also massaging the face? Because the face, as I say, the vagal nerve, is the social engagement. So if we feel that this is loose, okay, and you don't need to be doing like a face massage, okay? I'm just talking like, okay, like Johnny was holding his head like this, or we could do like this, or in between sessions, just realize how important is that, okay? And remember that today, a lot of people are having all the roles of social, they're happening in one place, which is here. So when you have the opportunity, go in open spaces. That will open up your space versus the focal. And many people these days, like I have a friend that she has eyeglasses, she's an optician, and she has an eyeglasses shop. It has grown up the numbers of people with eyes problems. And that's because the flexibility of the eyes needs to go from the peripheral to the focal. And this is a key point if you don't have to have neck pain, because a lot of neck pain is because of the rigidity. When you are in an open space, the neck relaxes. So this is very important. Okay, remember that when you feel anxiety, you are going a little bit into the acceleration of the future. So that's why centering is a key point, especially if you sense that when you finish like a meeting or a delivery or a presentation, you feel that your heart is beating too much, that's anxiety. And people that tend to go more into depression, they're looking more into the past. Okay, so time for a mini break and do the exercise. Okay, so we're gonna do the exercise 5 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna not share the screen now, and we're gonna do the exercise. It's okay? Okay, so tennis ball. It will take us 5 minutes, okay? You get the tennis ball underneath your foot, okay? And just give your body weight. It's not, you're not doing massage. You really want to know when that you're giving your body weight to the foot. Because if you don't give your body weight to the, most of people that they have shoulder problems and neck problems, they're not well grounded. So important to give your body weight onto the ball. And if you're holding your breath, play with that, relaxing the tummy, relaxing your face, relaxing your breath. That's a key point. And you can do it in different parts of your feet, in the front, in the middle. And sometimes if you have you don't have to do it barefoot, you could do it with socks, or you could even do it with very thin shoes if you can do it, okay? And try to really feel that you're not holding your hand, so your hand is open, hand is open, open, very open, and relax, open, open, really open, okay? And we do a little shaking and sense if something has happened on differently, if you feel different one side and the other. Okay, we're gonna do the other one. And this time that you know what it is, I will let you that you also feel that your both feet are at the same level. So you're not kind of limping. So you're really relaxing your upper body. Okay, so you're just relaxing the upper body. If you feel discomfort underneath, try to put less pressure and try to be softer in the upper body and use your breath. Let it go. Okay, and let it go. And move the ball to another part of the feet, to another part, and let it go. Open your hand. Open your hand. So you're not closing, you're not tied. Open the hand. Okay? Shake it a little bit while you're having the ball and let it go. And just go for a mini walk and see how you sense. Just go for a mini walk. I do this exercise every day. And it's not only for my feet, it's for my whole nervous system. The feet are like the eyes. They are seeing, they are searching. And when they don't feel secure, you tight your muscles, but also your mind. Okay, there are many more exercises, maybe another webinar. Now we're gonna do for the hand. And this one, I'll do it on a bench, but you can do it on the table, on your office table. And so this is a smaller ball, see the size? But you can do it with either. I'm gonna do it with this one because I made you to bring a tennis ball. But I like really to work with these ones. Okay, so you're gonna put your hand and you're just gonna move your body side to side, and relax the neck. Relax the neck. So you put in the ball, your hand, and your whole body weight without compressing. You don't want to smash the ball. It's very different to let it go than creating compression. And now you do the opposite. You move in the ball. You roll in the ball and try to be soft in your neck. Remember to feel your breath. Okay. And just shake it a little bit. When we shake, so this could be something that we do in the middle of the day or in between sessions. When we shake, we are really informing the nervous system that, okay, we're regulating, the tension is finished. And you see people that they've been with a lot of trauma, they shake. It's not because they are cold, it's because they are regulating. So after a meeting or when you are very tense, shake. Nobody knows. Close the door and shake. Someone could see you and say one day they're a little crazy, but it will not go any farther, I tell you. Okay, so now we're gonna do the other hand. We just put it open, very important. Open a little bit your feet and you're moving from side to side and relax your neck, okay? The neck is a key point. Relax your neck. Relax your neck, okay? And now you're rolling the ball and try not to do it in a mechanical way. Feel your feet while you are moving the ball. The more you feel your feet, the less tension you will have in your neck. And shake it again, shake it again, shake it again. Come back to the chair, feel your feet, feel your hands. You can have one ball in your table, in your office, and you can do it, you are listening, like I'm here, but I could have a ball here. Or I could have a ball underneath my foot, which I sometimes have it. So in the middle of the day, you're doing exercise, you're releasing. If your hand is free, you're not gonna end it up. And I'm saving you a lot of money for the physio, I tell you, and for the massage therapy, okay? So you can I always have mini toys around me at home, in my office, and I use them all the time, okay? So nobody knows that I'm doing the exercise right now. Nobody knows that I have one ball underneath my foot. So try to bring the things into your daily activities. And this is a key point. And I can teach you 20 more exercises to get more alive. I use all the time, this thing is a tactile ring. And I'm listening to the webinar and I'm doing my ring. Plim, 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 up and down, up and down. It is creating, activating all the sensations, because the hand is very much in the brain, is very much related to the speech. So the hand, all the free movement of the hands makes you to speak better, even if you don't realize. So just wanted to tell you, to summarize, that the link between you and your audience starts in your skin. Remember that nonverbal communication could be as much as 90%. Try to respect your audience and know that we are together. Remember that we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. So that also brings me to the curiosity to know who is behind the screen, and get that curiosity like a beginner when you are showing or teaching. If you become like repeating and repeating and repeating, there will be a moment that people will notice. So very important these days to include in the equation the body, not as a fitness thing, but taking care with awareness. Bring healthy habits to your life, sleep, food, your daily practice. I have a book of daily practice in the office that I teach all the time. And remember that we are built to be connected and to be social. So if you want to keep engaged, you need to be working in your body to show that to the others. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bibiana.
Thank you.
Any
That was
questions?
really informative.
Any
I have a
questions
question.
or something that you would
Yeah,
like
I have a
to?
question. Yeah, so what about, do you know like the effects of standing up when you present versus sitting down? Like, is it recommended to stand when you, I feel sometimes when I stand up and have the, you know, I'm more engaged.
I do it all the time. I do it all the time.
By the way, I was in one webinar about the webinars and presenting the webinars. They did some research just from few webinars, standing and sitting. And by the way, I'm thinking about buying the table, what just brings me in standing, because I'm just sitting too much. And I just want to stand more. And
Look
yeah,
at,
so
I'm using my massage up and down table for my presentations.
oh, okay.
So when I need to load down, nobody knows, and I can click up and down.
Ah, that's very smart. It's a good idea.
Yeah. So right now I wanted to load down my head, and I did it with my foot. So I don't get so much tired of. And sometimes with the presentation today, you know, there were not many exercises, but then I'm working with two computers. I leave this one, and I have another computer where it's put in a position that I don't have to move my screen, so you can see the exercise. So I think that we need to adapt, and we need to sense, what do I need to feel comfortable? I get tired of being sitting down all the time. My body expression is a key point for part of the work that I do. So I stand up. I stand up. I sometimes have like a high chair that I just put myself, like my hand or a glass of water, you know, and it's a little bit kind of a way that people get engaged in a different way, and seeing the whole body person, it communicates even more. So try to adapt yourself for what you need and how you feel more comfortable. At the end is that one day will be fine to be sitting down for 1 hour, that's fine. Next webinar, you may be very tired for 1 hour. So try to adapt to that.
By the way, this week we shot new video. It's marketing materials for one project. And the guy who was standing in the camera, this time we make him stand all day. So he was really tired. It was on Tuesday. So, because they finished filming, I think, just at 11 in the night, starting from 8 in the morning. So it was really, and he always was standing. Now I'm just downloading all the videos and starting working with this. And I'm comparing this to the sitting videos, what we had. And I can compare later on even the data, how people react to this. So it would be really interesting. But I think at the moment, what even the standing videos, what I just looked this morning, will look much more engaging because he's more active, energetic, and so on. I don't know. We will see how it will go as a marketing materials, but
whenever I had a phone call to give information to a client or a sales call type of thing, for years now, automatically I'm standing when I'm on the phone. I find it much more natural somehow to have a conversation. And now when my phone rings, I'm almost automatically standing up and taking my phone call many times now, even with friends and family, because I find I'm not paying attention to anything else. Like I'm more focused on the call. Bibiana, like you were saying, if you're at your desk, sometimes things in front of you are distracting. And when I stand up, I can either stand still or I can move around. But when I'm on the phone, it really helps me if I'm not sitting.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I do the same thing. The moment the phone rings, I get up and I walk around. And
Yeah.
and you know, and I really hate it when people do other things during the conversation. It's just so disrespectful. But at the beginning, you said, talking with your hands, and I come from a German background, so in Germany you don't do this. So then I worked for like 6 years with a team, and they were all Italian, and you know how the Italians, they talk with their hands. And after 6 years I started doing the same thing, and they despite the fact that we spoke English and not Italian, they said, you speak like us, because I was using my hands like crazy. So there's a cultural difference, and if you do this in Germany too much, people think you are nuts.
I know. Well, here too.
yeah, in Spain. Yeah, I came from Lithuania. Nobody speaks with hands in Lithuania. But here, I still don't understand fully Spanish, but they speak with hands. So you can read everything. So
Well, in a conversation, even culturally speaking, anyone, we focus more in the hands and in the face of the person.
Yeah.
So that's why we need even to pay more attention today to really transmit and bring the hands and the face to the equation.
Yeah.
And see the TED conferences, they are standing up. There is no TED conference and sitting down. We realize that when you are standing up, when you go pro, you are more engaged, you are more interesting on your audience. So I don't see a problem that if it's just stand up, you need to prepare, like as I say, I put like a high chair with a glass. It makes me like, they feel that there is an excuse to go and take a sip of water, or sometimes if I'm teaching exercise, I have my tools in the chair. So I go, I take them and I move. So find yourself that you're doing things that they help you to be better, to be balanced, to be more centered.
by the way, I want to share with you one ad what was following me for the last few months, and I'm thinking about at one moment to buy this, so maybe it will be interesting for others. They just creating those tools for to stand, to work standing, and some ergonomic things. I was always really into those ergonomic chairs, ergonomic workspace. It's really important because I'm working already almost 20 years at home. So for me, it's not a big deal. I got used to it after 5 years.
Bye.
Bye, Jenny.
Hi, Annie. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your attention. We went for 1 hour and a half, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Bibiana. Sorry, I have to go.
Yeah, and feel free to contact me if you need more information or personal things. Thanks for your attention, really.
In my last apartment, Martin, I had one of these desks that was moved. I can change the height.
By the way, and how it was?
I really liked it. I really liked it. You could buy them at IKEA. I mean, it's not so expensive.
Yeah, I watched them on IKEA, but I want those automatic ones because I have a lot of stuff here on my table, cameras and other things. So everything should move, like the lights. So that's why I'm looking for something which would be more convenient.
It was really good because, and I found it's interesting. Some types of work, sometimes if I was really have to concentrate hard on numbers or something, I found it easier to sit down. And then if it was, depending on the work, if it was easier work or more creative work, then I would stand up. So I found also a mental connection to
the
what
body,
is for me, sitting or standing. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I want to try because I never tried. Okay, I stand a few times near the table for half of a day. I like it, but all the time I'm just sitting. So, and sometimes too much, and I'm just looking for some options. And now when people saying about the webinars and talking on Zoom, I would like to try to just stand up, talk, have the consultation the same way, standing. It will be interesting. So,
and I think, I attend lots of board meetings, and when I present, I make an effort that, in the days when we still had face-to-face meetings, that I would stand up, because at the moment when you stand in front of the audience, you have more authority. Then when you are sitting around the table, you are just one of the group. But if you stand in front, and I personally, I think that I present much better when I stand instead of sitting. It's just, as you said, you are more engaged, and it's your whole body and your mind and everything is part of the presentation. I think that is much more powerful than sitting.
By the way, I had 2 sales calls with people from other countries, and I just remember those 2 calls because the person who were talking to me, he was standing, and it was like interesting. It was different. I just get that attention, and I don't know, maybe they were good sellers, but basically I don't remember anyone else who was sitting and pitching me really good. But I think it could add some additional value to this. So.
Yeah.
I think that it should be a balance. I think sitting gives you the possibility to look more to the eyes and to reflect and to be more inclusive. Standing up is more like, this is my show, okay? Okay, this is my show, and I want you to pay attention because this is me, okay? Which is good. So you need to balance too much. If I will be doing this, the whole pam, 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 and now your arm up. This is something to get you really active and to get really into the point. So I think that let's find, now we are exchanging, which is very different than if I'm leading. So if you know what your body is asking for, you can balance that and you can prepare. As Victoria said, I'm walking when I'm talking and I'm get less tired. Yes, that's why phone secretaries, they all suffer from the neck because they want to express and they can't. So the body first, and then they speak, and we don't realize that we're not paying attention. We think that it's, oh, how do you keep your body tense? If you don't have regulations, it's because you're not able to. So that will be another seminar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll post our video too on the GBO news page later today. So other members who didn't have a chance to join can also take a look at today's webinar.
Okay. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Bibiana.
Thank
It
you.
was really great.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Take
Ciao.
care. Stay healthy.